Wali, working as Associate Professor, Department of Pharmacy Practice, Scale College of Pharmacy, Belagavi. I would like to discuss on evidence-based medicine. So, what are the learning objectives of the evidence-based medicine? The one is objectives, principles, steps used in EBM, methods in EBM, benefits of the different EBM, and what are the factors affecting the evidence-based medicine. Coming to introduction, evidence-based medicine is the ability to assess, and apply the best evidence from systematic research, information to daily clinical problems after integrating them with the physician's experience and the patient's value need to be assessed. Coming to the definition of evidence-based medicine, it is a process of lifelong. It is not short one. So self-directed and problem-based learning may be extended to benefit not only the individual patients or even healthcare services in the community. So definition of evidence-based medicine is the integration of best research evidence with clinical expertise and patient values need to be assessed. So it is the clear, judicious use of current best evidence in making decision about the care of individual patients. Coming to the different objectives, the one is to recognize information needed while caring for the patient, while treating the patient. Second one is to identify the best existing evidence to help resolve the problem, to integrate the evidence into a medical plan. So what is mean by the principles? The first most important is best research evidences. Whatever we do the research, it should be ethically done and we should have the proper data. That data should be published in a good research articles, research publications. Then that evidences should be practiced in day-to-day activities and clinical expertise, patient values and the preferences. So coming to, there are different steps are there to approach the practicing evidence-based medicine. There are 5 steps are there. Step 1 is framing a proper, pertinent, focused and answerable question should be there. And second one is searching the literatures. Step 3 is to do the critical appraisal of the literatures. Fourth one is integrating the evidence with clinical expertise and the patient values. Finally, all these things should be evaluating the processes. So how to assess the patient conditions? Here we need to take the patient's proper medication history, medical history, past adverse drug reactions histories or any allergies, food allergies need to be collected. Even family history is most important. Then followed by diagnosis. Physical examinations like blood pressure, CNS system and followed by CVS system should be taken the all physical examinations. Followed by lab examinations with details like chest x-rays or patient is suffering with any respiratory disorders. For those patients should be checked the chest x-rays or any blood test are required for all CPCs can be done. So these are the pyramid is saying that how the quality of evidence should be there. First of all, we should have the background informations from the expert opinion, followed by we should have some case series reports, either case control studies or cohort studies, or whether we have done any randomized control trials. Groups like both the groups can be assessed. For example, one is the intervention group and the control group should be assessed, followed by critically appraised topics and articles. Then to do the systematic reviews, these are the quality of evidences should be there. followed by benefits of evidence-based medicine. Here, minimize the errors in patient care. What is mean by error? Prescribing error or maybe medication errors, transcribing errors should be minimized. And if we reduce the medication errors, minimize the medication errors, transcribing error, prescribing error can be reduces the cost of the treatment to the patient care. Followed by optimize the quality of patient care. Here I can tell you the benefit should be maximized, risk should be minimized. The overall concept of this optimizes the quality of patient care. The quality should be increased, risk should be minimized. Whatever skills learned in practicing evidence-based medicines are very similar and hence useful for the physician lifelong. Habit of assessing the literatures on daily basis is the best guarantee of ensuring advancement of knowledge and keeping along with the scientific progress. So these are the references I have collected from textbooks as well as the internet. Thank you.